Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my 2023 reading journal setup, and for 2023 I have decided to use this beautiful Archer and Olive notebook, which has a stack of books and a candle on the cover, which is absolutely perfect for a reading journal, obviously. It's this absolutely beautiful shade of like a dark greenish blue. It's just so beautiful. I love it. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the new spine design that they have, so I'll keep you posted and let you know how I feel about it the more I use this notebook. For the decorations on the inside, I have decided to go with this paper pack from Park Lane. It's got some gorgeous greens and blues in it, and I thought it went really well with the front cover. And I've also decided to use some stickers from Paper Minty Studio. So my favorite paper in that paper pack was this beautiful tulip design, and I really wanted to use it basically on every page, but it only had 2 pages, so I used it sparingly, but I really wanted it to be my cover page. Tulips are my favorite flower, and honestly, like, I want this as like wallpaper all over my house. It's so pretty. I just love that tulip design. So I cut some shapes out of them instead of doing the standard, like covering the entire page like I've been doing. I decided to cut a different sort of shape out of it that is almost like a frame where it has the arches on the top and the bottom, and I think it's really, really cute. I'm using some of the green grid paper to make like a belly band for my grid spacing guide. I did use a piece of paper from a Dingbats notebook, but I made sure that the dots lined up before I made this grid spacing guide, because some notebooks, the dots aren't the same. They're a little bit further apart or a little bit closer together. So I did make sure that the dots lined up before I went with a different paper from a different journal. I hope that makes sense. So this is my grid spacing guide, and I'm actually just gonna fold it in half so that it doesn't cover up a lot of that paper. And it actually kind of keeps it in place a little bit better since it's a little bit thicker. The washi tapes I'm using are from a variety of different shops. The script one is from Paper Minty Studio. The like deep blue grid one is from Amazon, and the floral one with the blue flowers is from the washi tape shop. I'm also using a skinny washi from Simply Gilded. You know, I love their gilded washi. It's just so pretty. And I'm using a variety of different sticker sheets from Paper Minty Studio. I just had them on hand and I thought they went really well with this theme, so I just had to use them. The butterflies that I'm using are from my November setup. I had some extra paper and some of these extra butterflies already cut out, so I decided to use them. Hey guys, so editing Tracy here. I realized while reviewing the voiceover that I forgot to mention something that I wanted to run by all of my wonderful subscribers. I'm thinking of starting a community book club of sorts where I'll pick maybe 3 or 4 books that I want to read that month and do a poll on my community tab, and you can vote for the book you'd like to read with me. The one with the most votes will be the book we read, and then when I post my reading journal video for that month, you can hear my thoughts and we can discuss it in the comments or in the community tab or something. I haven't really worked everything out, but if you guys would like something like that, let me know in the comments down below. And also let me know if you have any other ideas of how a sort of book club works. I've never been a part of a book club. So let me know in the comments down below. All right, back to regular voiceover Tracy. So my first spread that I'm making is my anticipated releases spread, and this is where I will write in all of the books that I'm looking forward to coming out in 2023. I mentioned in my 2021 reading journal flip through that I didn't know where to find all of the new releases, like that I was looking for a list of new releases for the year, and you guys were so awesome and let me know that Goodreads has an entire little spot dedicated strictly for new releases. So I have been slightly addicted to that page. And I've been kind of stalking it and searching for the books that I want to read. And by stalking that page, I have found out that Emily Henry is coming out with a new book. I'm so excited for it. It's called Happy Place and it comes out in April. So what I'm going to do is underneath the April calendar, I'll write April 25th and I'm going to put Happy Place by Emily Henry. And that way I know when it's coming out, if I want to purchase it or maybe ask someone for a Mother's Day gift or something like that. I know what books I want and what books I'm looking forward to and maybe when I want to read them. So you may not be able to tell, but I actually really messed up these calendars. I messed up quite a few times, actually. I got the lining of the days messed up on a lot of them. It was supposed to be sort of centered on the dot, and I don't usually do that. I usually do it centered on the box, and so I got all kind of messed up, and then I accidentally put July and August instead of June, July, and August. I completely skipped June. And so you may be able to tell, you can really kind of tell on July, the way that the light's hitting it. I basically covered up the entire calendar with extra paper from the back of this notebook, and you really can't tell. Unless the light hits it the right way, you really can't tell that I've done that. So it was kind of an easy fix, but it was kind of a pain because I had to write 14 calendars instead of 12. This next spread here is my 23 in 23, and it's where I'll put 23 book covers of the 23 books that I really want to read this year. I did not do very well this past year in 2022. I really didn't do very well with this page. So you'll actually see a few repeats, but this coming year, I actually really want to focus a little bit more on reading than I did the last 6 months because I've just been so busy. But reading is my happy place. I love to read, and when I'm super busy, unfortunately, it's the one thing that gets cut from my day. Reading, because I'm just sitting there reading and it feels very unproductive. But if you watched my bullet journal setup, you will know that my word of the year is appreciate, and one of the things that I want to appreciate is time. I really just want to appreciate the time that I have and maybe slow down a little bit and try not to be so incredibly jam-packed throughout the day that I can't do the things that I love to do. Even if it's just 15 minutes of reading, that's 15 minutes of sitting down and relaxing and just calming my mind. So I'm going to try really hard to finish these 23 books this year. The ones that I'm looking forward to the most are, like I said, Happy Place by Emily Henry. I'm so looking forward to reading that book. The Brothers Hawthorne, which comes out in August, I cannot wait to read that book. I have not read The Final Gambit yet, but hopefully I'm getting it for Christmas because I really, really want to read that book. Another one is Well Traveled. I don't know, it's from the Well Met series. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's one of my favorite series. I think it's such a cute book. It's by Jen DeLuca. Such a cute little story. It's about Renaissance fairs, and I just love all of them. They're so cute. You'll also see that I have Throne of Glass on here. If you have watched any of my reading journal videos, you know that I have tried to read this book a million times. It feels like I've actually tried to read Throne of Glass 3 times. I've listened to the audiobook twice, and I can't seem to get past the second book. I have started Heir of Fire, which is the 3rd book, on audio, and I can't get past it. So Kindle was having a sale on the entire series for like $5. So I actually bought the whole series on Kindle, thinking that maybe I just was not a fan of the narrator for the audiobooks, and maybe, I don't know. My best friend says just get past the 3rd book and you will love them. So I'm trying really hard. So that is on this list. It's not a guaranteed though. But I do really want to read it. I also really want to read The School for Good and Evil. That is a middle grade book that I've actually wanted to read for a while. I have it, and I've wanted to read it for a while because I think that my daughter and I can both read it together. Well, both my daughters, really. My oldest daughter loves middle grade books. That's like her comfort zone. So we talked about reading it together, and then when the TV show came out, we were like, yes, now we can all 3 read it and then watch the TV show. So that's another one that I really want to read very soon. Okay, so now we're moving on to my A to Z page and my recommendations page. So my A to Z page is where it's sort of like a book challenge where you challenge yourself to read a book that starts with that letter of the alphabet. It's really fun. I've done this for the last 3 years and I have never been able to get a J. I don't know why, but the last 3 years I still have not read a book that starts with the letter J. So if you have any recommendations, let me know in the comments down below and I will put it on my recommendations page, which is on the right-hand side. And that's basically where I write in all of the recommendations from friends and family or you guys here on YouTube. And that's where I look when I'm searching for new books if the books that I already have are not inspiring me. So the decorations for this page are very, very simple. The green grid, I have a feeling I'll probably get a lot of questions about it. The green grid notepad is from Cloth and Paper. Cloth and Paper is a stationery shop that does monthly subscriptions, and I don't usually do their monthly subscriptions. I signed up for it just to kind of see what it was all about because I see a lot of it in the planner community. They have a lot of disc bound stuff. They have a lot of like planner supplies. They have a lot of really cool pens too. But so I signed up for it just to kind of see what it was like, and this paper pack came in that subscription box. I don't know if it'll be available for sale, but you guys can look it up, or I can try to link it in the description box down below if it's available. And as far as the rest of the page, I'm just decorating it with stuff from Paper Minty Studio, which hopefully will be opening in January. I cannot wait. Now we are moving on to my books read page, and this is a very simple page. It's actually one of my favorites. The decorations on this page are probably my favorite as far as the stickers. The girl sticker that goes on the bottom is so pretty to me. I just love it. But this page is where I'll write in the books that I actually read, just literally list them out. I actually do reference this page quite a bit instead of flipping through every month and looking at what books I read. I will reference this page and use it to sort of count how many books I've read, or did I actually read that book? Because like I've said a million times, I don't remember a lot of books that I read. I discovered when I was doing my 2021 flip through that I actually read a book in December of last year that I completely did not remember. I don't even think I wrote it down, but I was looking through my Christmas books and said, oh, I think I should read this book, and was looking at the synopsis and I was like, wait a minute, I think I've read this. Now we are at my favorite book of the month spread, and this is where I'll put a printed version of the book cover that was my favorite book for that month. It's not always my favorite books out of the whole year, but I like to have a favorite book of the month spot just for fun. This page ended up turning out really cute. It was a lot of work and took a very long time, but it turned out so cute that I would totally do it over again. So what I'm doing is I have this roll of like labels that I got from Paper Minty Studio, and there's this one specific label like right smack in the middle, and I wanted to use that label for where the book cover will go. But because it was completely see-through, I wanted to put it onto like a piece of paper or something. So I had these grid Post-its that I got from Stationery Pal, and I attached the label onto the Post-its and then cut them all out individually and stuck those down to the paper to represent where the book covers will go. Once I was done with that, I used these month stickers that I got from the Planner Spot, and they're so pretty, but they are very, very delicate. So it took me a little while to get them on because I was afraid that I was gonna like break them. But they're so cute. They're transparent, which I loved. It looked a lot like handwriting once I was completely done. So I'm so glad I did it. They're so pretty. And then I just used some more butterflies to decorate the page. And then I used a little like memo note from Stationery Pal to write Fave Book of the Month. I don't love the way that this title came out, but I liked the placement of it, so I just left it. I kind of wish I had put the title up where the green grid paper is and just left it like that, but I was trying to go for something a little bit different. I don't know. I really wanted something in that spot where I put it, so when the page is all said and done, it actually looks super cute, so I'm pretty happy with it. So now we're at the final spread, and this is my reading challenge spread. And this is basically sort of like a countdown. I probably should have put reading countdown. Man, that would have been much, that would have been better. But anyways, it's my reading challenge spread, and each flower stem represents one book. And so once I finish a book, I will color in the flower stem. And my challenge for this year is 40 books. My challenge for 2022 was 65, and I did not get anywhere near that, which I'm fine with. So I decided to lower my challenge this year, mainly just because, you know, sometimes if you have a goal set and you don't reach that goal, even if it's something as minor as how many books you've read, you're like, man, I didn't reach that goal. So I didn't want to shoot that high because I know I'll probably be just as busy as I was in 2022 and 2023. So I just wanted to set my goals appropriately. So I went for 40 books this year, and each flower stem, like I said, is going to represent one book. And I'm just going to color it in probably with a really subtle, like light green color, or maybe like a pale blue, or maybe I'll alternate. I don't know. I don't know exactly what color I'm going to use, but I'm just going to color in one flower stem per book. And I really like the way that this page turned out. I actually struggled a bit. This is the third design that I went with. The first two designs, I don't know why. I just did not like them. They were like overly ambitious. They were very drawing heavy. And I was like, just not feeling them. So I'm really glad that I went with this design. I really love the way that it turned out with the flowers going down on the top and up on the bottom. I don't know. It was just a lot of fun. And of course, I messed up like a trillion times during this setup, and I I put the G upside down on reading, but I just left it because I was like, nope, this is the last page. I'm not redoing it. I'm just leaving it. And it's quirky and fun, and it goes along with the ripped part. And you know what? I'm human. So I just left it. All right, that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye!